Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In today's tutorial, we're going to be writing a Python program to print the cube of all numbers from 1 to a given number. Now basically we have to create a program that gets a user input. Now the user input will contain the number, the given number, and we will range over 1 to the given number. And we have to find the cube of all the numbers. Now for the user input, we'll name a variable called number and we'll set it equal to int and then input, and then we're gonna say enter a number. Number. And over here we're saying we want to take user input for enter a number. Over here we want input, we want to convert that input into an integer. And then we want to store all of this into a variable called number. We want to set it equal to number, store it into the variable number. Now we have to iterate over the range from 1 to the given number. Now remember, Python always starts from 0, so we'll have to give 1 in the range function. So for numbers in range 1 to number. Now the reason why we are going to put 1 because Python always starts from 0, so we have to tell it to start from 1. Now let's just pass this for now. Let's say for the number we entered 5. And so the values for the numbers variable that we have in our for loop over here, like the first time it'll iterate, its value will be 1. As we have in the range function, we'll start from 1. So the first value of it will be 1. And then the second time it iterates, it'll be 2. The value of numbers will be 2. So it'll be all the numbers from 1 to 5. The third time it'll iterate, it'll be 3. Fourth time 4, and the fifth time 5. But there's a problem here. Now the range function over here will start from 1 and it'll exclude the last parameter that you gave. That's what the range function does because Python always starts from 0. So to fix this, we'll have to add 1. Now over here in line number 2 we had 5. So it'll add 1 and it'll make it 6. And so it'll store the values up to 6 and exclude the 6 from it. Next, what we have to do, as soon as numbers gets the value from the range, let's say has 1, it'll have to print the cube of 1 numbers, and then double asterisk means to the power of, and then we have an exponent of 0 over here. And so it's going to print the cube of all the values. Now let's have a small overview of this. In line number 3 we're making a for loop and we're creating a variable for every number in the range 1 to 5. And we want to store every number into numbers. Okay, so it'll have the value 1 in the first iteration, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, respectively. And then the numbers or the values it'll store will be in the range 1 to the number plus 1, meaning from 1 to the number that we entered, and then it'll print the cube of all the numbers, or the it'll set the number to the power of 3 and print the result. So now let's run it. It says enter a number. Let's enter the number 5. Now as you can see, it prints out the cube of all the numbers from 1 to 5. Now let's add another thing over here. So here we'll make an F string. I'll also explain what an F string is and how to use an F string. So let me just make this. I need to add curly braces around the values, and there I have the numbers. Cube of is, then I have to add spaces around it. There. Now for an F string you have to enter some quotes like I have on both of these sides, double or single quotes. Next outside of the quotes you need an F. It can be either capital or lowercase, but I prefer lowercase f. Next, for all the variables that you want, you have to enter them in curly braces. Like cube of numbers, it'll give print all the values of the variable numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is, and then it'll find the cube of them and then print out the cube. And remember to add the curly braces whenever you have a variable. Now the double asterisk means to the power of, and then we have the exponent 3. So let's run the program and let's enter 5, and it will neatly print out all the cubes from 1 to 5. Now let's run it again and let's enter 8, and there you go. And as you can see, it immediately prints out all the cubes of 8 too, and it's more readable than the other one that we did. So I hope you understood this tutorial, and stay tuned until next time. Bye.